Welcome back to the HeroMiner channel. Today I want to go over my results, my little experiment. I did a 2-day test on using Flux Mining Pool, the HeroMiners, and the FluxPool.net, which is the FluxPool.net is the developers of FluxNet. So I thought I'd see what they got to offer as well. And so let's go over those results. And I'll also go over what I like about the dashboard and things like that. I think it's very important to miners, at least in my eyes, in my opinion, that dashboard is your looking glass into the pool to see how good your miner is doing and to understand what's going on with your rig in the pool and how everything's reacting. So I went ahead and I set HeroMiners. I put my Atlantean rig on HeroMiners. It's running about 220 in Sol. Now I noticed this is not a perfect one-to-one in Sols. This because the Viper I put on Flux Pools, which is 256. Now remember, the Flux Pool has Viper has one extra 2070 on it because I could not, when I had the test board and the bad motherboard from Amazon, I had to put the card on there in order to get all 7 up and running. I just haven't switched it over yet, and I plan to. And I just noticed that I'm running a little hot. It is hot out today here in Florida. Let's see how my CPUs are doing over here, just out of curiosity. And this one's going a little warm too. And it's actually, and I think I know why. See, Atlantean's fine. Atlantean's got a nice big old fan on it, and these 2 rigs on the side of the wall don't, and I think I kind of disrupted the airflow on there, but we'll get back to that. All right, so back to the test. So Atlantean has got 220 Sol on HeroMiners, and Viper has got 256 Sols on Flux Pool. So let's look at Flux Pool mining for HeroMiners. Now they do a lot of coins, which is kind of nice. So it's kind of like you put everything in one spot. That's good or bad, because if something happens to the pool, you could lose a lot of stuff, right? But anyway, so I'd like to look at the current hashes at 185. Now remember, it's 220. My average hour, 6 hour, and 24 hours. So really, the 24 hours is what you want to look at. And this has been running 2 days, and you can see in the graph here. It's kind of nice because they show the graph. But you can see where I had both rigs on here at the same time, and then I pulled it off 2 days ago to run this test. So my hash rate for the last 24 hours is 221. It's my average. So that's about what the rig is actually producing, so that's fantastic. So I'm actually getting my full hash rate on the pool. And then my pending balance is, right now, you can see my pending and my confirmed, unconfirmed. Now, they do pay out every hour at 1 flux, which is nice. And I kept everything the same, so both pools pay out at 1 flux, so I kept the payouts the same, because I was curious to see exactly how everything got timed out. Actually, so your parallel access, your futures cannot get, are not there yet, but they're saving it, so it is building up. And this number does include my future, my parallel access, the current ones. So, and I'll go over what I think of the dashboards on each of these as we go through here. So now let's go over and look at Flux Pool's dashboard. And I've gotten 3 flux paid out. I got unconfirmed here, unpaid here, and then unconfirmed on top here. If you come all the way over here, you get my current hash rate of 252. But now if I look at my 24-hour, is 263.57. So I believe that is, so if I look here, 256, so actually, oops. So this is actually my 24-hour averages. I'm actually doing a little bit better on the pool than I am what my rig should be doing. So that's kind of nice, actually. However, I don't think I'm actually making it. I'm making about the same amount of flux, and it's a hard little tell. It's hard to tell because they're not paying out instantly on the parallel assets. So I have to come over here, and here's my parallel assets. I would have to add these in to figure out where my parallel assets are. All right, so difference between the dashboard. So basically they are about the same. Now there are some slight differences in the sense of in the month of September, they both are waiving their fees, which is nice. However, Flux, I want to start with HeroMiners for the review of the dashboard, is they are paying the parallel assets out instantly as well. So every time you get a payment, you get the parallel assets as well. So that is really kind of nice right now for the month of September. Now, one thing I did want to show is that I have a very high rate of invalid. It's still, I think, under 1%, but of invalid shares here. I don't know if that's just me. I am going to flip-flop my rigs and see if it is a rig issue, and if not, then it's a pool issue. But I will see what happens here. And so when you come into HeroMiners, I kind of wish, and I mentioned this in another video, I kind of wish they would tab this information, put tabs across here. You can do news, you can do the network, the pool. You have to scroll all the way down to get to your stuff. So you get the network, the pooling, the solar mining. That's great. They got some graphs going with the difficulty, so you can actually see the difficulty going on right here. And so you'll see the average block time in the pool. You'll see the difficulty on the network, and then the number of workers and the price. And then if you put in your souls, your hash rate, they'll give you a prediction of what you're making. And what's actually kind of nice here is you can actually select your difficulties, average 7-day, 24-day, 7-day, and then you can also do all parallel assets or just the current parallel assets, so that you can see what you currently are making and then what it would be if you were, once all assets are available. Then you actually get down all the way down here, you finally get to your stats, okay? And really, if you're really coming into the pool dashboard, you're interested in your stats, right? So it would be nice if it was tabbed your stats and then tabs going across for the other information. So my current hash rate, is fluctuating here, but like I said, the 24 hours right spot on. And this, so you got to come through here. You got to go through. It's like, okay, this is shares. This is unconfirmed balance. Okay, so this is, I'm looking here, and then this is my pending balance. And then my future assets, parallel assets here. And then total paid, and then the last 24 hours last week. And what my round contribution is. Which is interesting because the round contribution is about the same on this pool and on the other pool. And then it gives you your miner hash rate in a chart, my payments, and then my Flux earnings. And so I don't know what the pool earnings, I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be. And then what is, so this looks like, yeah, it looks like it's see, when I was looking at this last couple days, the pool earnings were lower than what my earnings were. So that made no sense to me. I think that was a bug, and I think they fixed it. Then you come in here. This is your estimate. Basically, currently what they think I'm going to make on my hash for the last 24 hours. And then here's my workers. Now they do tab this, and they get your data stream coming here. So I'm coming in on their US2. I'm on port 1200. I'm using MiniZ, my protocol, and my last job was 6 souls. So it's not taking that much to solve a block right now, or at least they share my stream. So this is really nice. So I can actually see what my stream looks like. So if I got any kind of problems, I can see what's going on. Looks like it retargeted here, and I don't know if the retargeting is because I had a bad share or if it was just how the miner works. Don't know yet. Haven't really dug into it yet. I haven't really mined Flux in the past all that much, so it's all kind of new to me as well. And then what I do like here is to get payment history, and I can go through here and I can load more in here. And so I can see today 9/11, I've got one payment out so far, and then payments on 9/10, 9/9, and then of course this is when you get to 6. That's when both rigs were actually up and running. All right, so let's look at FLUX Pool. Now, I do like when I come in here, immediately upper left-hand corner, big text, bright green, unconfirmed, unpaid, total flux. So I can see my balances right there. That is phenomenal. I don't have to scroll down. I'm not looking at this tiny little set of lines trying to figure out where am I unconfirmed and where's my unpaid and what are my paid. I like that. That is very good. And then again, even the estimated rewards are nice and big right here. Boom, right? And then they make these a little bit smaller, but this is actually good. And then, so you got hash rate, network, pool, loyalty. And then they do have a loyalty thing. So if you stay with them, I think for a week, it's a 7-day duration, you actually get a bonus, which is actually kind of nice. But let's go back to hash rate here. So they do a 15-minute, 1 hour, 3 hour, and 24-hour. Unless you're really kind of trying to fine tune something, but you're not going to use the pool to fine tune. You're going to use your rig to fine tune. I don't find that to be very useful. I would personally like to see 1 hour, 3 hour, 1 hour, 3 hour, and then a 6 hour, and then a 24-hour. If you're gonna break this down for me, that would be, I think, more helpful, right? And then they give you a hash rate, and then I can see. So if I had multiple rigs, you'd see all that, and then which is kind of nice here. I can go back 7, 14, and 30 days, and then here's my payment history, which is kind of nice. All right, so I can see that I had last 12 hours 1, last 24 hours 2, today I had 1, total of 3 in the last 30 days, and then I get my current balance of my Flux assets, my parallel assets. Now, the nice thing about, and I don't know if they're going to switch that on the HeroMiners, because right now they're paying out instantly. Here you're not, so you're going to have to add these to this to get that, to get your total payment. And they're not paying out instantly. They must be paying out like once a week, maybe. I know other pools pay like every Thursday at whatever time. And then, because I haven't gotten a payment yet, so I'm assuming that's going to be, probably once a week. And then rewards, I've got, so the last 7 days, it's 1.8929 in parallel asset rewards. Let's see if I click on this, if it tells me, no, it just tells me what the actual breakdown, which is what I can see in the other spot. All right, so, and then both of them do really well. This is kind of nice. It gives you a nice graph so you can actually visually see how long your confirmations are taking. Okay, and then the thing that I really kind of wish, this would be like almost a perfect dashboard if they had listed my payments and when I got my payments. I like that. So if you go back to HeroMiners, I can see, and almost every pool does this for you, the date and the time in which you got paid, right? So you can go back and make sure that's in your wallet. So if you're missing something in your wallet, you can say, hey, it's a lot easier to track down what's going on to say there's a problem. They both give you the transaction ID and all that, but it's, or maybe they don't. I take that back. These guys are not giving you the transaction ID. It would be nice to have the transaction ID as well. All right. Not a whole lot of information here. So the luck is 16.86 on, I think that's my individual rig. Now, the thing that I do want to go talk about is, and it's hard to find on these guys, but so if you look at any extras, this how to connect is actually here, so that's actually nice. And both pools have nice, things. You got a configure it generator here, and both pools have that as well. You got a hash rate calculator, which is actually nice. So if I had 1,000 souls, what am I going to get? My stratum status, I let this set up overnight. I got nothing. Port status, I got nothing. Offline notifications, I love to have offline notifications. Nothing. There's no place for me to put offline notifications. And that's key, especially here in Florida. We have a lot of lightning here in Florida, so every so often a rig will get knocked off. Even though you got surge protectors on there and everything, it's just the ionized air sometimes does something funky to the internet connection or something that you have to go reboot a rig. And then the FAQs are non-existent as well. And I do have like some questions like, when are you going to parallel assets? You know, all that kind of information. Now, if I go back out to their dashboard, it shows, you know, top mine rigs and stuff like that. That's really nice, but I am not getting a whole lot more information in the sense of what's going on. So I can see miners here. My pool fee, like I said, it's 0 right now. The minimum flux is that. Time to find block is 7 minutes. Now this is important, right? What's the block times that they're finding stuff on, and then what's their current effort, right? And block reward, this is all network related, but this is information that you want to compare your pools with, right? And this is the other thing I don't like about this. I can't, if I go forward back here, I cannot get back, and I have to re-put my address in here, right? And let me grab my address real quick. And I don't like the fact that they disconnect the page. So then I got to go in here and I got to go into here to get this. And I will say it took about 12 hours before any of this got populated. It took a long time for it to get populated. It showed that I had the rig up and running on it, and this was here, but none of this was populated. This was all blank. So not really good features, but still lacking, right? Really good features, hard to read, right? I love all this, but I don't want to be scrolling down forever to get to my information. Tab it would be fantastic. It really would be. Like they got these tabs up here, you know, they don't do anything, but you know, put another row of tabs up here. Put news, put pool status, personal status, whatever you want to call them. It would really be, that would be nice. Now, let's go over here. If you look at Flux, what's really kind of nice is it's in the top 3. Both those are in the top 3 here, and you can see they're both giving out 0 fees right now, and so is MinerPools, right? And this is the original one that I've used, right? So if I go back to MinerPool now, I like MinerPool's dashboard. They've done a really great job on this, right? So I'm not mining to them right now, and I haven't mined to them in a long time. But when I was dabbling with Flux a little bit, this was a really nice dashboard. So let me see actually if I can just grab. Can I just grab an address here? That's the Explorer. See, I don't think I can actually grab somebody's address. Oh yes, I can. Perfect. All right, so this is like some, I don't know who this, you know, random person here, right? So you can come through here and they got 423 souls. Their average, their 24-hour hours, right? I don't know what the 5-minute average is. I guess that maybe that's nice. It's this way you can see if it's really, you know, working, that you're on the pool. So the pool hash and the pool network. Then you got your balance. So you've got this balance here. Now the problem is their minimum payout is 3 flux, which is not that bad. But one of the things I always do is I set to the minimum payout the first 2 rounds. So this way I know that the pool is connected and going to my wallet correctly. Okay. Now they do not pay out their parallel assets as well on instantly. Only HeroMiners is doing that. I'm sure once the September promotion is done, they'll probably be paying that out weekly as well. These guys pay out as weekly as well. They also have a loyalty program here as well, and they pay out on Thursdays for their parallel assets. And so if you mine there for 7 days straight with, I think at least one card, you get its loyalty, right? And so, and then they got here estimate rewards. They're rewards based on the last payments, your parallel assets, and then parallel assets here. And then if I thought, oh, payments, here we go. They tabbed it, which is really nice. So you used to have to click into here before, and then you get your information. So they tabbed it. This is fantastic. This is what I'm talking about. HeroMiners tab the stuff. So you can come through here, you can see when they got paid out last, and then there are parallel assets when they got paid out. So, and they pay out once a week, which is fine. That's not a big deal. And then that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to run a test, seeing how these two are basically the same. Flux Pool, HeroMiner. I keep saying Flux because it's got Flux Pool mining in the title here first. If HeroMiners and Flux Pool .net are basically the same, I will test out MinerPool and see if I'm getting kind of the same results. And then I might actually stay here just for the fact that I really do like their dashboard. It is a lot of information. Plus, they give me a notification if my rig goes down. The only downside on this pool that I have is that you have to have a minimum of 3 flux. So if you're a small miner and you don't have a lot of GPUs, if you got 1 or 2 in your gaming system and that's it, it will take you a while to get a payout, unfortunately. But that's it. So guys, be safe, be profitable, and do enjoy your week coming up.